Hi guys, it's Great Modelling again. I know it's been a while. April was the last time I put up a video. This is just a quick update to let you know, where I am, what I've been doing over the last 8 or so months, and really why I haven't actually been putting up more videos. I put up the photo build of my P51 last couple of days ago now. Already had a nice bit of response from that, so thank you very much. Just to clear up anything, with that kit, I just misplaced the decals, so I don't know what happened. They're somewhere in here, so I still don't know where they are. But some people are talking about how the Alcalad went down really well. Well, actually that metal finish wasn't actually Alcalad, that was Model Masters buffable metallizer, aluminium. So I put the black coat down, the primer down, and then I sprayed on the metal colour in about 3 thin coats, and then you just take a soft rag like a duster or like a glass polish, like what you use to clean your glasses, anything like that, and you just go through there and buff it up, and it comes up to a really nice shine. And then you just spray a metallizer sealer down, which locks all that in. And you can begin to put other colours on, so like in that case all the yellow underneath and the olive drab on the nose. So that turned out okay. So what have I been up to? Well, last time we spoke I had this little thing on the go, this little Focke-Wulf 190. You saw it in paint, and I've been doing it for a long old time, so it's actually now finished. I finished it about 3 weeks or so after I did that particular video. So I'm going to do them. Instead of playing around with the autofocus, I'm just going to go straight in and try and manually focus on this. I hope that's nice and clear. But this is it all done. Alright, so it's actually the Hobby Boss kit, the Hobby Boss plastic, with the markings from the Edward Weekend Edition FW190D. So it's all been done, all been pre-shaded. I hope you can see that. If I hold it up to the light, you might be able to see. Let's just play around with the focus a little bit. Okay, so hopefully you can obviously see the lights and the light and the dark bits on the panels. To be honest, the thing is, it's dusty as hell, so I haven't actually managed to clean it off. So if I clean it off a little bit, then maybe you might be able to see that. So you got lots of pre-shading and post-shading in there. But it turned out okay. I'm quite happy with it, to be honest. If I go quiet for long periods of time on this video, it's because I haven't got obviously I'm just shooting this off a digital camera, so I have to use a mirror to see the reflection of the screen on the back of the camera. So if I go quiet, it's because I'm trying to look in the mirror to see whether it's in focus or not. Okay, so but yeah, really, I'm actually quite happy with it, to be honest. It turned out better than I thought. I mean, I do like this underside weathering. I don't know if that's going to come out very well on the camera. I'm not going to try and keep playing around with it, but that turned out okay. So I mean, that Hobby Boss kit, it goes together a downside easier than the Edward kit does, and I wish that Hobby Boss would bring out some of the earlier 190s with the radial engine, because the Edward one, although it is beautiful, it's a beautiful kit, it's just bloody hard to put together. It's very, very complex. So if Hobby Boss managed to do some radial engined, the early 190s, I think they'd sell very, very well, especially if they go together as easy as this kit does. Okay, so that's that one. Now I'm just trying to think what was next. Ah yes, I was also working on this when I was talking to you last. This was in the kit, just a plastic kit stage at this time. But this is my 135th Royal Marines Sioux helicopter that I was doing from the old monogram kit. That's completely finished now. I even put it on a nice little base. So that's something like that. if I zoom out a little bit. Okay, so you get the overall picture. So it's actually come out really, really well. I mean, I like all of the wiring detail that I did. I've put a little helmet in the front seat. That's what that white blob is there that you can see. That's probably a bit better. Okay, so yeah, and I've just put a little bit of stowage there. But it turned out really, really well. It looks a darn sight look better in the flesh than it does obviously on camera. I didn't do a video build or anything of this, but I'm going to try and zoom in on the detail on this engine. Alright, so I don't know if you can see it, but in here you've got a load of wiring and bits and pieces in there just to liven up the engine a bit. You've got the general purpose machine gun on its mount just there, and obviously you've got all the if I move these rotors out of the way, might be able to. So then you've got all that inside where I've done a bit more detailing and things inside. You'll get a bit of glare off this large canopy, but there's wiring and bits and pieces down the front, and obviously I've done a bit of extra stuff in the back. So that turned out really, really well, and I'm really, really happy with that, to be honest. I reckon this is actually probably my best build of the year, I reckon, to be honest, because I just love how it turned out. It turned out a huge amount, a lot better than I thought it was ever going to do. So I'm just going to pop on just to do that. There we go. Okay, so that's that. So that really, really, really turned out a lot better than I thought it did. Also, when I was talking to you last time, I was doing this little guy. Alright, so this is my Airfix 1/72 scale Spitfire, which I've done in captured German markings. So this kit was this actual aircraft flying around towards the end of the Battle of Britain. Obviously had some sort of massive navigation issue and ended up flying over the coast of France where it was shot down. It crash landed in pretty much one piece. The Germans captured it, and this is showing the markings of when the Germans first captured it. So they just put a large black cross, okay, over the Randall and put a swastika over the tail flash, which I don't think you can see very well. There you go. Okay, so that turned out really, really well. That's just that little Airfix kit. It goes together like a dream. Okay, I'm just really, really happy with this little one. It's got a nice little scale effect on that one. Okay, now a couple of other things I've been doing. Going back to my figures. Okay, this is probably the best figure I've done all year. Okay, so this is a little bust. Okay, and this guy's name is, apologise for my pronunciation, but his name is Albrecht Brandy. Okay, and he is a very, very high scoring U-boat ace. Okay, so he's a U-boat captain, was awarded the Knight's Cross with swords and diamonds. Okay, the bust is by Mitch's Military Models, and I hope you'll agree with me, but I've managed to really get it to a stage where I'm really, really happy with it. I'm happy with the face, I'm happy with the uniform. It's just, obviously, again, the camera is not going to do this any justice at all, but it's just, I just love this little piece. Okay, and it's going to go on a base with some other ones which I've bought now, a load of others that won the Knight's Cross. I do hope this is in focus, because this is a really nice bust. Okay, but if you like things with stories behind them, little busts like this, you can actually track the entire history of how they won the medal, so it's really, really good. Other busts I've done, this is a little bust of Paddy May, the SAS officer. Okay, again done by Mitch's Military Models. It's quite a small little bust. Okay, but obviously this is when Paddy was in North Africa, so again he turned out really, really well as well. Not quite as well as Brandy did, but he's done very, very well as well. Okay, that's him. I've also done this nice little half track. Now this is the old, well, not old, but it's still pretty good kit. It's the Tamiya kit. Okay, so turned out really well, just built straight out of the box, nothing, no extras on it. Okay, so it turned out really, really well. I know I did the scout car, which is obviously a photo build on the channel. Okay, but this has turned out really, really well. Okay, built completely out of box. I just did it nice and simply, where you've just got you know, just did it dusty rather than plastering it with mud like I did with the other one. Alright, so that's that. What I'll do is I'll try and put some photos up at the end of all of these kits. The next one up, okay, these next two pieces are for, well, I built for the Brampton Model Club, Brampton IPMS. Okay, now we have a theme each year for our table at our show, our personal show, which is in September, and for Telford as well. And this year it was Brampton at the movies. Okay, so this is a Humber Scout car, which I've taken from a scene in A Bridge Too Far. So the nice commander here, that's Michael Caine, and this is just before they start moving out to go off to obviously start the operation. So there's a nice scene at the start where he actually looks down, the camera looks down, sort of at that sort of angle, probably wrong angle completely, but it just captures that moment. So I've done it in the markings of the Guards Armoured Division, the Irish Guards in particular. Okay, because obviously that's what Michael Caine was acting out as. Okay, so that's that done. That's a really nice kit. That's the Bronco kit. Again, built out of box, apart from there's a milliput tarpaulin there. The figure came with a kit, and the base is just a block of wood with a load of individual bricks, which I actually had to glue down each one and then spray it up. I got a nice little plaque on there as well, just highlighting that. If that'll show up, it just says, I've got nothing else planned for this afternoon, which is a quote from the film. And then obviously A Bridge Too Far, Humber Scout Car, Guards Armoured Division, Holland, September 1944. Alright, so that's that one. I've been quite busy, to be honest, even though I haven't been making videos. And the other one is, I don't think this needs any introduction, but I'll just show you the plaque, and you can probably guess what's coming. So that says Hilts, the Cooler King, The Great Escape. Okay, so I've done a bust of Steve McQueen as Hilts in The Great Escape. So again, this is done by Mitch's Military Models, so it's just a bust of him obviously in his flying jacket with the famous baseball and glove, just done straight out of the film. Again, he turned out really well as well. Alright, so they were both put on the club stand for when we did that theme. Alright, next up, okay, it did make it Telford. It's technically still a work in progress. But this is my World War I Lancashire Fusilier 200mm figure, complete with base. Okay, so it's done in a similar way to the big diorama, which I'm going to show you in a minute, which I was actually working on last time. But he built by military. It was made by Mitch's Military Models again. He's built, but I'm not 100% happy with him. But if I just try and zoom in, just give you a overlook of the base. So these are just wooden stakes with some picture wire in between to simulate barbed wire, some water effects, which has actually shrunk back a bit, so I need to fill those in. And then if we just pan up the figure, so you got all of his equipment there, and it's obviously it's supposed to be quite a young guy, so obviously he's got his helmet off at an angle, like some of them did. So it's just a, you know, him advancing. It's supposed to be 1916, the Somme, so it's obviously him advancing towards, well, in the Somme, certain doom, to be honest, but that's just him. Okay, so that's that. So he's still a work in progress, so he's going to have a lot more bits and pieces done to him before he's actually finished. And the final little kit, before I show you this monster of a diorama, okay, is this little guy. So you might think, oh, it's a little Corsair. You'll notice it's got a load of red meatballs all over it. That's a comment that someone said to me when they saw it. But I'm actually taking part in, obviously, there's an IPMS SIG called Under New Management, which is the reason I built the Spitfire as well, and obviously the reason I did actually enter the P51 that you saw last time. I'm quite into the captured things because it shows just what they were using them for. Now there's no actual proper confirmed records to show that the Japanese ever caught Corsairs. Especially, I suspect it wouldn't actually be this version, but I needed something to put on the table. So it's a little bit of a what if, but obviously it may still be partly accurate. But this is the little Hobby Boss easy build Corsair F4U1D Corsair, so it's the bubble top, painted in overall midnight blue. Okay, with a load of post shading and some chipping, and then obviously I used the some those circle templates you can get for accurate drawings. I basically got those and used those to spray the Japanese insignia. So that's just done on both sides. Okay, but it turned out really well, to be honest. For a little kit, it's £5 or so. You can't really go wrong. I mean, the detail is okay. The only thing you need to do is, if you don't want the underwing rockets, you have to fill in those. But yeah, I really like it. It turned out okay. Alright, so now we got on to the big one. Now I don't know if I have enough room left on the bench, but I'm going to zoom out. You're going to get a load of noise in a second because I'm going to put it on autofocus just to get the general gist of it. Now, you saw this as the base. It was just the large wooden base. This was built for the Air Cadet competition this year. Okay, so I'm just giving the models a quick dust while I'm just talking. Okay, so it was built for the Air Cadet competition. Okay, I managed just to get the diorama done in time. I didn't actually manage to get the individual kit done in time, but it was worth it. I managed to win the competition, which was again very lucky of me. Okay, but this is the finished article. Now it's quite big. Okay, so you might be able to see a lot of it. Okay, but to be honest, you're at the wrong angle, and I don't want to pull all the camera apart just to try and get in. But if we do that, you're probably going to get a decent. If I do that, it's going to be quite a decent view. So this first little aircraft here, this Sop with Camel, it's quite happy because it's on a stick, so I can twizzle it around. But all fully rigged, as you can see, so that was a pain in the arse. But done. This is supposed to be set sort of spring offensive, late, so early at 1918. So you've got the nice little camel there. Hopefully that's in focus properly. There you go. So that's turned out. I'm actually quite happy with that little camel. I even managed to rig it, which was amazing because I bloody hate rigging. But he turned out really well. So, and then obviously the other one, which what I'll do is I'll just move him forwards. This is a nice little Fokker D7 done in this nice black scheme, which is an accurate scheme. Okay, done like that. So basically the diorama is obviously, the camel is obviously chasing the D9 over a British trench, which I'm going to now try and show you. So if I move the models out of the way, then it might be easier to actually see the groundwork. So you've got all of the sandbags up here made out of milliput. Okay, so as I said, you've got raised raised area for the made out of polystyrene, which is what you saw last time. A lot of people have commented on the colour of the water effect, which is obviously still water and a little bit of acrylic paint, which was obviously put in there in a couple of layers. But it turned out really well, and I'm really happy with it, to be honest. Turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. What I'll do is I'll take some more pictures at the end and then try and show you a bit more. But to be honest, it turned out really well. So I'm obviously a lot happier with it than I thought I was going to be. But as I said, yeah, it did manage to win. But I was actually very unwell when it came around to taking it to regional, so it didn't actually end up going, which is unfortunate. So hopefully I'll try again next year and see where we go. Alright, so well, that's it really in terms of what I've been working on, or what's finished I should say. Let's just quickly move on to what I've been working on. So this is a little weird looking plane that a lot of people on YouTube are actually having a go at. Gary in particular. Gary at Making Models again, he's having a go at this. He's actually having a go at two of them, so he's mad. But yeah, so this BV141, okay, all ready pretty much for paint now. Just got the observer's cone at the back to go on, which looks a little bit like this. This little cone here just sits on the back like so. Oops, dropped it off, but yeah, you get the gist. So I've used the Montex mask set here, just obviously because there's a lot of glass. I didn't want to have to try and make all my own mask set for it, but obviously it's turned out really well, to be honest. I mean, it goes together like a dream. So that's ready for paint now, so yeah, hopefully next time we see each other it should be over, hopefully in paint or actually finished. So that's that one. And the only other thing I've got on the go is this little figure. Alright, so this is actually just started. So this is a 1/6 scale, so that's why it's so big. I'll zoom in all the way, let's have a quick look at him. He's a nicely detailed little... This is actually all one lump, so I'm giving credit to the castering. So all the uniforms done. I've started with the pipe work. I'm not sure if I've got exactly the right colour, but the base colour for the face is all done. Just got to do the eyes, okay, and then obviously just do all the fine detail work. And then obviously I'm going to mount him on a base, so I'm going to drill a hole where that little mark is there, put a brass rod in and put him on a nice little base. But he's actually got all the full radio kit, so you've got the hoop for the headphones and obviously all the wiring and the PTC buttons and things like that. So that's that. So in terms of, I mean, it's quite a messy desk now, so I'm just going to make a little bit of noise just to make sure that I'm in focus and things. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's it really. I mean that's what I've been doing. So all these kits have obviously been completed since we spoke last. I know some of them obviously didn't made a start on before, but there's quite a bit here. Now in terms of me, what's changed since April? Well, back then I was a student at sixth form doing A levels and things, and that was another reason why I didn't make a lot of videos, because obviously I was getting prepped and things ready for all those exam things that we have to do. So, but now I'm done that now, so I've left school. I'm now working for a living. I'm a used car salesman at Reed Autos in Foxton near Cambridge, so that's going really well. So yeah, so that's another reason why I haven't been making videos. So I'm just making excuses really, but obviously we have to work Saturdays, so and it's quite long hours during the week, so we get Wednesdays off, which is why you're getting a video today. So hopefully I might try and do, I'm going to try and say this, and I've promised you a lot of videos in the past, but I'm going to try and get one done, one a month. So whether it's just an update, whether it's just something, a video, if it's a photo build, I'm just going to try and put a video up a month. So, but I'm completely and utterly staggered by everyone who's actually managed to subscribe to me since April. A lot of comments on my MiG-15 photo build. That seems to be the most popular. It's the one with the most views. So I mean, I'm quite happy, and I'm thinking that's a kit I might try and tackle again, doing a different scheme. But it is a dog of a kit. It is a complete and utter dog of a kit, but it's cheap, so if you're happy to put the work in, then it's a nice little kit. Okay, but yeah, so I'm gonna try and get one of these up a month. Okay. Now, in terms of everything else here, I think I'm all done. But yeah, just again, a big thank you to everyone who's subscribed, even though I haven't been putting up videos. But please do stay tuned. Hopefully there'll be some more videos up in the future. So I'm going to take some photos of all these kits I've done, and we'll do a bit of a photo montage at the end. But until I see you again, happy modelling and take care. Thanks very much. Bye bye, guys.
After the rush has gone, I hope you find a little more time. Remember we were partners in crime. It's only 2 years ago, the man with the suit and the face, he knew that he was there on the case.